A woman who chose to live where most fear to walk. A soul who stayed hungry only to feed someone else. A mother who never asked for a name, just searched for pain. She didn't need religion. She only saw suffering. While the world looked away from the sick and dying, she walked toward them with open arms and bare hands. From the gutters of Kolkata to the glory of the Vatican, hers was a journey of sacrifice, sorrow, and love. But was Mother Teresa just a saint? Or a fragile human being, torn by doubts and darkness? This is her story. Of calling. Of struggle. Of a mission so pure. It shook the conscience of the world. She changed the world, but lost herself in the process. Childhood. August 26, 1910. Skopje, then part of the Ottoman Empire, now North Macedonia. A baby girl was born. Her name, Agnes Gonksabo-Jaksiu. Her father, Nikol, was a proud businessman and political activist. Her mother, Dranophile, a deeply spiritual and generous woman. Their home wasn't rich in wealth, but rich in compassion. Every day, her mother would cook extra for orphans, beggars, and broken hearts. Little Agnes watched and learned one truth early in life. The greatest wealth is to feed someone who's hungry. But then, at just 8 years old, her father suddenly died. A heartbreaking blow. They lost their provider. But her mother's faith never crumbled. Agnes grew up seeing strength in sorrow, and learned that kindness needs no luxury. Key turning points. At age 12, Agnes attended a church service. There, she heard the story of a missionary woman working in India. Something inside her shifted. That night, she whispered to herself, "This is what I want. This is who I must be." At 18, she left her home, her country, her family. Forever. She joined the Sisters of Loreto in Ireland. From there, she was sent to India. The year was 1929. She arrived in Darjeeling. Her new name, Sister Teresa. She started teaching in a girls' school in Kolkata. But something felt incomplete. Every day, she saw the suffering outside her school walls. People dying on the streets. Children crying for food. Her heart ached. She prayed. And then, she heard a whisper in her soul. "Come, be my light." It was her divine calling. A voice that would change everything. Struggles and failures. But the path to light always begins in darkness. Mother Teresa asked the church for permission to leave her post, to serve the poor directly in the slums. They made her wait 2 years. Finally, in 1948, she stepped out. Alone. Wearing a simple white cotton sari with a blue border. No money. No building. No backup. Just faith. She walked into the filthiest corners of Kolkata. People laughed. She won't last a week, they said. She often fell sick. She had no food. Sometimes, she cried herself to sleep. In her private letters, she wrote, "My soul is in darkness. I feel abandoned, even by God." She was exhausted. Broken. Doubting herself. But she kept walking. One step. One person. One act of love at a time. Major success. In the slums, she found a man dying on the pavement. She picked him up with her own hands. Cleaned his wounds. Fed him. Held him as he took his last breath. That was the first miracle. Then, young women began joining her. Together, they formed the Missionaries of Charity. In 1950, the Vatican officially recognized her new order. Her mission was simple: to care for the hungry, the naked, the homeless, the crippled, the blind, the unloved. She opened homes for lepers, hospices for the dying, orphanages for abandoned children. Her work spread. From Kolkata to every corner of the world. 1979, she received the Nobel Peace Prize. 1980, India honored her with the Bharat Ratna. But when asked, "What do you want the world to do?" she replied, "Smile at each other. Love begins there." Mother Teresa became a global icon. She established over 700 homes in 100+ countries, trained thousands of sisters, touched millions of lives. But behind the smile was a painful secret. In her letters to priests and confidants, she wrote, "There is such emptiness in me. I do not feel God's presence." She suffered a spiritual darkness for over 40 years. A silence from the God she gave her life to. Yet, she never stopped serving. She once said, "If you can't feed 100 people, feed just one." She didn't preach religion. She practiced love. And that was more powerful than any sermon. September 5, 1997. She passed away. Kolkata stood still. The world mourned. A mother was gone. In 2016, the Vatican declared her Saint Teresa of Calcutta. But to millions, she was already a saint. Long before the title. There are many forms of love in this world. But Mother Teresa gave it the purest face, service. She didn't build empires. She didn't chase fame. She simply chose to hold the dying and smile at the forgotten. Think about it. A woman with no wealth, no political power, no nation, changed the world with compassion. Even today, if you feed a hungry child or hug someone who's hurting, you carry her legacy. Because angels don't always have wings. Sometimes, they wear saris and walk through slums. And if a fragile woman could do this much, what's stopping you? You, too, can be someone's Mother Teresa. One step. One act of kindness. One life at a time.